Okay, so I'm going to talk about YouTube now. Mo, thanks for that fantastic presentation to warm up the crowd. What's really exciting today is that today is the day we're launching advertising on YouTube in the Czech Republic. And it's been 2 years since we launched YouTube in the Czech Republic, so it's really exciting to be here for the launch of advertising. And what I wanted to do is really talk about why that's important for you, and why I think as advertisers and agencies we should think about online video in a more serious way. So I'm going to start by talking about how I think YouTube is really changing the world, and tell you another story about myself. So that's not me. I got married in India a couple of years ago, and I don't live in India, I live in London, and so I wanted a lot of my friends to visit me. So I thought, okay, I'll search on Google for a taxi driver in India and see what I find. And actually the top result is this gentleman here. He comes up on YouTube with this video.
Good morning. I am your taxi driver, Devesh Mishra. I live in Varanasi. I also make an arrangement for you, North India, Rajasthan.
So basically he tells us what he does. At the bottom here you can see he has his phone number, his email address. When I called him before my wedding, he was too busy, so I couldn't book him for any of my friends. But the amazing thing here is he's got 32,000 views, for those of you that can't see. Those views are all over the world, and this wasn't possible 4 years ago. There was no way that someone in India who's a taxi driver who probably doesn't even know what the internet is would be available globally. So the first message I really want to give you is that online video is really changing the way the world works. So we've talked a lot about numbers, and I just wanted to show you this chart. This basically is global data on how people spend their time online. And YouTube is now the #2 site in terms of total minutes spent online. And in the red you can see YouTube, which now represents almost 8 to 10% of time people spend online. Now, why is this important for you? Well, as everyone has said before, Obi, Mo, we've all talked about how it's really important to be where your consumers are. And as advertisers, it's really important to think about online video because that's where they're spending their time. So there's been a huge shift in viewing behavior, and that was global data, but actually we have some local data too. So we've just done a recent survey that shows that we're the #1 video portal in terms of awareness and usage. 98% of people know what YouTube is. 76% of Czech users use YouTube in a month, and 31% daily. So it's got huge reach, and we also found that 44% of people were planning to or have used YouTube on their smartphones. So as we described earlier, the revolution of content on every screen that you can watch it is coming even to the Czech Republic. So the exciting thing for us here now is that we have the full offering for advertising, all the way from search and driving sales, through to our display network, which allows you to advertise across hundreds of thousands of sites. And now we have branding via YouTube. And I think what that means is for you as advertisers, you have the full suite of products available for you to deliver your campaign. So let's look at a couple of examples of advertisers that have used the platform really well to deliver advertising. And I'm just going to explain to you why I think they're really good examples. So the first example actually is carrying on from Mo, who was showing us Coke. And this is Coke's latest online advertising campaign. They've had 2.5 million views on this video. And the really exciting thing here is it's 2 minutes long. Now, think about how everyone used to think about advertising. It needs to be 30 seconds long. But this is a 2-minute long ad, and it's very cheap to make. They didn't spend very much on producing this ad. But let me show you and see what you think. So, an amazing ad. The theme of the ad was Coke happiness, and I hope all of you are feeling happy now. And to ask Mo's question again, how many people wouldn't mind buying a bottle of Coke now? See, so the advertising has changed, and these guys have really figured out how to use video to do it. The next example I'm going to show you is an example of a beer brand, and what's really interesting about these set of examples is that they've worked out how to have a conversation both with other brands and with their users. So let me start that example up.
En dan komen we hier bij de slaapkamer.
Oh, ja.
Met...
So, another fantastic ad. But what's really interesting now is what the Heineken's biggest competitor decided to do. So they decided to make fun of their ad with their own version.
Nou, dit is dus de huiskamer. En dan komen we hier bij de slaapkamer. Met...
Zo. Hey. Leuk huis.
Okay, so they were really smart. They decided to have a conversation with the other brand online, and then Heineken, you know, they did one more ad. So let me show you the last Heineken ad.
Goed, and here comes the kitchen, eh?
Yes.
And here I want a walk-in fridge. You know? Ah!
Yes.
So, you like kitchen? Yes. Okay.
Volk in fridge.
Okay, so I think it's really important to be innovative with the kind of content that you produce online with online video now. But there's two sides to the story. One is what you put in your ads, and the other is how you deliver those ads. And that's really what we're here to talk about today. So this is our advertising philosophy. And what's really important is that we make sure that the ads follow the users across the site. So you can see that we want to make it easy for you to plan and buy your advertising, but then we want to be able to deliver the ads when people come to the homepage, which is the first thing that they do. The next thing that they do, of course, is they search. So we found that people don't like to click on different buttons. They just like to search for the video they're looking for. And then, of course, they watch. So our advertising is all built around these kind of the user journey, and that's what makes it really effective. Now, we've actually done a host of research showing that engagement with this kind of advertising that we deliver on YouTube is much higher than just on TV. And actually, people are much more attentive. So we checked people's pulse rates and how much they were sweating. And we found that people were much more attentive when they were watching ads on YouTube. So this really does work. And let me just talk you quickly through some of our formats. So the most exciting format that we have is the homepage. And this is an example of the avatar masthead that ran earlier this year. And the homepage works really well for YouTube for a couple of reasons. Firstly, people come to YouTube to watch video. And when you think of delivering a video ad on the homepage, it really works. We've done some eye tracking studies that show that the hotspot on the homepage is actually the ad unit, which is the biggest video on the page. So that's the first thing. People come to watch video, and you can deliver them video advertising. The second thing is, if you buy an ad on YouTube on our homepage, you own the page for the entire day, and you are the only advertiser on that page. So again, it leads to a better customer experience and a better user experience. The next format is our search ads. So very much like Google, we allow you to buy keywords and show your videos next to certain keywords. And this is a very new format, and we've found that advertisers really like to use this when they want to make their videos go viral. So this works really well for viral videos. And then finally, and most importantly, Christoph talked earlier about our partners, and we show advertising against partner content, either through in-video ads, like you saw before, or through pre-roll advertising. The last piece of the puzzle is the brand channels, which are basically a way to host all your videos on YouTube in a rich, engaging way. So it's very simple. Advertising on YouTube is just 4 things, and I'm really excited that we are here today launching it in the Czech Republic. Now, of course, you don't need to just believe what I say about advertising and that it works. One of the things that Google is obsessive about is data. Mo showed you this a little bit earlier, but we have an amazing analytics suite called YouTube Insights, which lets you see how many people watched your video, what their demographic was, how much of the video they watched, and even how they found the video. Now, this is incredibly rich data for you to use as a marketer. Even within Google, we've used this data to change our campaigns and do different things. So we recently did a campaign called the YouTube Symphony Orchestra, where we asked people to upload themselves playing instruments, and we invited the best people to New York to play in the orchestra in the Carnegie Hall. And what we thought originally when we started the campaign was that it would be targeted mainly at kind of kids and slightly older teenagers who wanted to play instruments. But when we looked into the data, we found that actually there was a lot of people above 40 that were watching the videos. So we were actually able to change our campaign to target not just the youth, but also older people. And I think that's the kind of insight that you just couldn't get before online video existed. So you have data for all your campaigns. We've also done a lot of research around why YouTube and television work really well together. I'm pretty sure that everyone in this room has done some kind of TV advertising. And so we did a lot of research to show that TV advertising and YouTube work well together, not only to give you incremental reach, but also to improve your brand attributes, and also that people are more engaged with advertising on YouTube. So let me show you a quick video of a piece of research that we did recently that proved this.
We have found that YouTube is the perfect complement to TV when it comes to building up net reach for your campaign. But what about branding? How does YouTube compare to TV in terms of brand impact? In order to find out, we talked to people who had been exposed to advertising on either TV or YouTube twice in 1 week. We also interviewed people that had been exposed to both YouTube and TV, but had not seen any advertising. They serve as a baseline for all of the brand metrics that we will talk about. First, we asked about ad recall and found out that ads on YouTube have a similar effect to ads on TV, increasing ad recall by an average of 60%. But ad recall isn't the only thing. Advertising should also improve the brand's image. And it does. Especially on YouTube, where exposure to advertising improves brand image by 7% on average. So what does this mean for the next time people buy something? Will they prefer the advertised brand over other brands? When people can choose between 2 brands and one of them has been advertised on YouTube and TV, they are more likely to choose the advertised brand over the other. This effect is particularly strong on YouTube, where purchase consideration increases by 14% on average, compared to only 3% on TV. But what happens after? To understand this, we also asked whether people would recommend the advertised brand to their friends and family. Again, YouTube leads the pack. people who have seen ads on YouTube are 15% more likely to recommend the product to their friends and family. So we have learned that YouTube's impact on brand image is competitive with what you get from TV. But what happens when you combine the two? The answer? Your brand image gets even better. Compared to advertising on TV alone, the average impact on brand metrics is 9% stronger when YouTube and TV are used together. But advertising on YouTube is not always the same, not even on the homepage. How strongly your target audience reacts to your campaign also depends on the ad format. In our study, the winning format was the masthead, which displays a full-width ad across the YouTube homepage. On average, across all brand metrics, the masthead has a 10% stronger impact than the standard auto-roll format. And finally, we learned one more thing. Brands that advertise on YouTube actually benefit from YouTube's own positive brand image. We share our users' love with our advertising partners. That's what you call a positive halo effect. Therefore, YouTube is the ideal advertising partner for your brand when it comes to boosting brand impact, from attracting attention to encouraging recommendations. So, why not try it yourself?
Okay, so that's really it from me. I'm going to leave you with just 3 messages. Firstly, I think we've agreed that video is vital to your online strategy. And as you see people using video more and more, this is a clear reason for you to kind of invest online. YouTube offers all the tools and formats to make this happen. And we're launching today with the first masthead. So I'm just going to show you that live and hand over to Jindra to talk about his advertising strategy here in the Czech Republic. So this is our first masthead, and in fact the first time we've ever launched in a country with a masthead on the first day. All right, thanks a lot.